All right, so you sent over a ton of research on generative AI and telecom,
Yeah,
and wow, it looks like you really want to go deep on how it's changing things.
definitely.
From optimizing networks to transforming customer service and even fighting fraud. I mean, this is fascinating stuff.
Absolutely.
So get ready to buckle up because generative AI is making some seriously impressive moves.
It really is a game changer.
Yeah. And we're not just talking about AI that, crunches numbers anymore.
Right.
We're talking about AI that can actually create things,
Exact.
text images, you name it.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild. It can even design entire network configurations.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, so we're diving deep today into this report, Generative AI for Telecom, Revolutionizing Connectivity and Customer Experience.
Okay.
I'm already hooked. It says here that generative AI is like having a superpowered engineer
Yeah.
who can predict problems before they even happen
Mm-hmm.
and design the perfect solution at the same time.
That's a great way to put it.
Right.
It's all about getting ahead of the curve.
Right, so instead of just fixing issues after they pop up,
Yeah.
generative AI can help telecom companies anticipate and prevent them altogether.
Exactly.
That's incredible. Okay, so let's get specific. The report dives into network optimization,
Okay.
and this is where things get really interesting. Imagine AI constantly tweaking network settings
Uh-huh.
to avoid those dreaded traffic jams. Like a conductor directing data flow in real time.
It's pretty much like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Constantly optimizing, making sure everything runs smoothly.
That's amazing. And it's not just about making tiny tweaks.
Right.
Generative AI can simulate tons of scenarios to find the absolute best network design for any location.
Mm-hmm.
It takes everything into account. Geography, how many people are using the network, and even how demand might change in the future.
That's right.
Hold on.
Yeah.
It can actually predict future demand.
It can.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's using historical data and trend analysis to anticipate what's coming.
Wow.
Yeah.
The report mentions Verizon is already using this to predict when equipment might fail,
Yeah.
meaning less downtime and fewer of those annoying service interruptions.
Exactly. Predictive maintenance is going to revolutionize the industry.
That's a game changer for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm officially blown away. What else can this tech do?
Well, you know how frustrating it can be to deal with those endless chatbot loops when you're trying to get help?
No, tell me about it.
Right.
It's the worst.
Generative AI can power a new generation of virtual assistants
Right.
that can actually understand what you need
Okay.
and give you personalized support.
So no more repeating your problem to 5 different people
Hopefully not.
before getting to someone who can actually help.
Exactly.
That would be a dream come true. But how does it actually work?
Well, these AI-powered assistants are way smarter than basic chatbots.
Okay.
They analyze your past interactions, they learn your preferences, and then they use that information to offer solutions that actually make sense for you.
So it's not just about, spouting pre-programmed responses. It's about genuinely understanding my needs. That's the kind of personalized experience I think we all crave as customers.
Absolutely.
The report also says that AI can analyze feedback from tons of customers to pinpoint areas where the company can improve. So no more feeling like your complaints are just going into a black hole.
That's the ideal.
Right? AI can sift through massive amounts of feedback, identify trends, and help companies make changes that actually improves the customer experience.
Exactly. It's all about using data to make things better for everyone.
That's a huge step forward.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about something that affects all of us, fraud.
Okay.
It seems like every day there's a new scam to worry about.
It's a constant battle.
How is generative AI tackling this problem?
This is where the generative part gets really interesting. The AI can actually create models of what fraudulent activity might look like,
Okay.
constantly testing and refining its ability to spot anything suspicious.
So it's not just reacting to threats we already know about.
Right.
It's predicting and preventing new ones before they even emerge.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
like having a security system that's always learning and evolving.
That's impressive. The report specifically mentioned that generative AI can help stop those pesky robocalls and SIM swap scams.
Oh, absolutely. It's getting very good at identifying and blocking those.
So a quieter and more peaceful digital life.
Hopefully.
That sounds fantastic. Seriously,
Yeah.
I'm half tempted to ditch my phone altogether sometimes because of all the spam.
I hear you.
So it's like having a digital detective constantly monitoring my account and the entire network
Yeah.
looking for any sign of trouble.
That's a good analogy.
Okay, so the report goes on to highlight some incredible real-world examples of how companies are already putting this technology to work.
Yeah.
And these aren't just theoretical concepts anymore.
Right.
Companies are actually using generative AI to do some amazing things.
These are.
And let me tell you, some of these case studies are mind-blowing.
Oh, I know.
All right, I'm ready to be mind-blown. Tell me more.
Well, one example that really caught my eye is how some companies are using AI to predict and prevent 5G infrastructure failures.
Wait, so you're telling me AI can predict which cell tower is going to fail before it happens?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
How is that even possible?
It's all about data analysis. The AI is constantly monitoring thousands of sensors across the network, looking for subtle patterns that might indicate a problem.
So it's like having a team of tiny inspectors constantly checking every piece of equipment.
Yeah, kind of like that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So it's not just about fixing things after they break. It's about preventing them from breaking in the first place.
Exactly. It's a much more proactive approach.
What other cool things are companies doing with this technology?
Well, another fascinating application is using AI to offer hyper-personalized recommendations to customers. And I'm not just talking about suggesting a new data plan.
Okay.
Imagine getting recommendations that are tailored to your specific usage patterns, preferences, and even your feedback.
Okay, that would definitely make me feel like the company actually understands my needs. I mean, who doesn't love feeling like they're getting a truly personalized experience?
Hmm?
But wouldn't that require access to a lot of my personal data?
It does, and that's where the ethical considerations come in. Companies need to be transparent about how they're using customer data and ensure that privacy is protected.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
We definitely need to be mindful of the potential downsides as AI becomes more integrated into our lives.
Absolutely.
But let's get back to those real-world applications. What else is out there?
Well, for people in rural areas, the report talks about how generative AI can help expand network coverage using something called digital twins.
Digital twins. That sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
I know, right?
What are those exactly?
They're basically virtual replicas of the entire network. Imagine having a giant interactive map of the network where you can experiment with different configurations and see the results in real time without actually touching the real network.
So companies can use these digital twins to figure out the most cost-effective way to expand coverage
Exactly.
and bring better connectivity to those underserved areas.
That's the goal.
That's a really powerful application. I'm starting to see how this technology could truly revolutionize the way we connect with the world.
It's pretty amazing.
And we've only just scratched the surface.
We have. There's so much more to explore, and the pace of innovation is incredible.
I'm definitely ready to dive deeper. What else can generative AI do for telecom companies and their customers?
Well, one area that I find particularly fascinating is the impact on data analytics.
Okay.
It's all about making sense of the mountains of data flowing through these networks every second.
All right, let's hear it.
Traditional data analysis can tell you what happened in the past, but generative AI is like having a crystal ball. It can help predict what's likely to happen in the future.
Wait, hold on. So you're saying we can ditch the rearview mirror and get a glimpse of what's coming next. What kind of predictions are we talking about here?
Imagine being able to predict which customers are thinking about switching providers even before they realize it themselves. That's something generative AI can actually do. It analyzes tons of variables from how you use your phone to your billing history and even those customer service calls to figure out who might be on the verge of jumping ship.
Whoa, that's incredible. It's like the AI is reading between the lines and picking up on subtle hints that even the customer might not be consciously aware of. So instead of waiting for people to leave, companies can proactively reach out and try to keep them happy.
Exactly. It's all about being proactive and customer-centric. And it goes beyond just preventing churn. That's industry speak for when a customer switches to a different provider.
Right.
Generative AI can also forecast network traffic, which helps companies optimize their resources and prevent those frustrating slowdowns before they even happen.
Okay, so it's like having a traffic controller for the entire network, making sure everything runs smoothly, even during peak hours. But all this talk about AI predicting behavior and analyzing data makes me wonder about the potential downsides. What about privacy?
You're right to raise that point. The report acknowledges that there are legitimate concerns about data privacy, and it emphasizes the importance of transparency and responsible use of AI. Companies need to be upfront about how they're using customer data and what steps they're taking to protect it.
That makes sense. It sounds like we need a balance between harnessing the power of AI and ensuring that it's used ethically and responsibly.
Yeah.
The report also mentions some fascinating case studies where telecom companies are already using generative AI in really innovative ways.
Absolutely. One that stood out to me was AT&T's use of AI to optimize its network performance. They've implemented AI systems that are constantly monitoring and adjusting network settings to prevent congestion and keep everything running smoothly.
So it's like having an invisible hand guiding all that data traffic to its destination as efficiently as possible without us even realizing it's happening.
Exactly. And it's not just AT&T. Verizon is also using AI to predict equipment failures, which has significantly reduced downtime and maintenance costs.
So less downtime means fewer service interruptions for us, which is always a good thing. I remember those days of constant drop calls and spotty service.
Yeah.
No thanks.
And then there's Vodafone, which is using generative AI to play digital detective and catch fraudulent activity in real time. By analyzing network traffic patterns, their AI systems can spot suspicious behavior and prevent potential breaches before they cause any damage.
It's like having a security guard who never sleeps, constantly patrolling the network and looking for any signs of trouble.
That's a great way to put it.
Another interesting case study involves China Mobile and their use of AI to plan and deploy their 5G network. They actually used AI simulations to figure out the best locations for their 5G base stations, which resulted in wider coverage and lower costs.
Yeah, they were able to really optimize the rollout using AI.
So they were able to use AI to strategically position their infrastructure and make sure the 5G rollout was as efficient and effective as possible. That's a smart move, especially with a technology as complex and expensive as 5G.
Definitely. And then there's Deutsche Telekom, which use AI to map out their fiber network expansion. The AI helped them determine the most efficient routes and configurations, which sped up the deployment process and ultimately led to better network performance.
So we're seeing real-world examples of how generative AI is being used to make telecom networks more efficient, reliable, and secure. It's clear that this technology has the potential to completely transform the industry.
It's already happening.
What's really exciting is that generative AI isn't just about improving existing processes, it's about unlocking entirely new possibilities. We're talking about things like creating hyper-personalized services, developing truly autonomous networks that can manage themselves, and even predicting future trends in connectivity.
It's really pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
It's mind-blowing to think about where this technology could take us in the next few years.
I know, it's incredibly exciting.
One area that I find particularly fascinating is how generative AI is changing the landscape of content generation and moderation. This has the potential to completely change the way telecom companies interact with their customers.
Oh, absolutely. It's a huge area of opportunity.
Okay, let's dive into that. Yeah. How is AI changing the content game?
Well, for starters, it can automate the creation of personalized marketing campaigns. Imagine receiving offers and promotions that are actually relevant to you, instead of those generic messages that feel like spam.
That would definitely make me pay more attention to those marketing emails. No more feeling like I'm getting bombarded with irrelevant offers. But how does the AI know what's relevant to me?
It goes back to that idea of analyzing your data and understanding your preferences. AI can look at your usage patterns, your past purchases, even the types of content you interact with online to figure out what you're most likely to be interested in.
So it's not just about blasting out the same message to everyone. It's about tailoring the message to each individual customer. That's a much smarter approach, and it's definitely more likely to get my attention.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just marketing. AI can personalize content across all sorts of touch points, like suggesting relevant articles in a customer support portal, or recommending new services that align with your usage habits.
It's all about making the experience feel more personalized and relevant to me, which I think most customers would appreciate. But what about the content that customers themselves create? I'm thinking about those online forums and comment sections that can sometimes get a little out of hand.
That's a great point. Telecom companies often have platforms where users can leave reviews, comments, and other content. And unfortunately, sometimes those platforms can become breeding grounds for negativity and inappropriate behavior.
Right, and it's not always easy for human moderators to keep up with the sheer volume of content that's being generated.
Exactly. That's where generative AI can really make a difference. AI can be trained to automatically screen content for harmful or inappropriate material, which frees up human moderators to focus on more complex cases. This helps to create a safer and more positive online environment for everyone.
That makes a lot of sense. It sounds like AI can play a valuable role in creating a more personalized, engaging, and safer online experience for telecom customers.
And that's just the beginning. The report explores even more futuristic applications of generative AI, like using it to design entire telecom networks from scratch, create hyper-realistic virtual assistants that are almost indistinguishable from humans, and even predict emerging trends in connectivity before they happen.
Wow, it sounds like we're on the verge of a major technological leap forward. But all this talk about futuristic applications makes me wonder, what does all this mean for the average person? How will generative AI impact my everyday life as a telecom customer?
That's a great question, and I think that it's going to touch pretty much every aspect of how we connect with the world.
Okay, so it's not just about making things faster or cheaper. It's about fundamentally changing the way we interact with technology and each other.
Exactly. It's about making the experience more seamless, intuitive, and personalized.
Okay, so less frustration, more convenience, and a better overall experience.
That's the goal.
I like the sound of that. But as with any new technology, there are always potential downsides. What are some of the challenges or risks associated with generative AI in telecom?
Well, one of the biggest concerns is definitely data privacy. As we've talked about, generative AI relies heavily on data analysis to make its predictions and recommendations.
Right.
So it's crucial that companies are transparent about how they're collecting, using, and protecting customer data.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
We don't want to end up in a situation where our personal information is being misused or exploited.
Exactly. And another challenge is ensuring that these AI systems are fair and unbiased. We need to make sure they're not perpetuating existing biases or creating new ones.
So it's not just about the technology itself, it's about how it's developed, implemented, and governed.
Exactly. We need to have ethical guidelines and regulations in place to ensure that generative AI is used responsibly and for the benefit of everyone.
That's a really important point. It's not enough to just focus on the cool features and capabilities. We need to think about the societal impact as well.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
We need to have a thoughtful and nuanced conversation about the potential benefits and risks of this technology.
I agree. So let's shift gears a bit and talk about the economic impact of generative AI in telecom.
Mm.
How is this technology going to affect jobs and the overall industry landscape?
Well, it's definitely going to disrupt the industry in a big way. Some jobs will be automated, but new ones will also be created. It's going to require a lot of adaptation and upskilling.
So it's not necessarily a doom and gloom scenario for workers.
Not at all. There will be new opportunities for those who are willing to embrace the change and develop the skills needed to work alongside these AI systems.
So what kind of skills are we talking about here? What should people be focusing on if they want to stay ahead of the curve?
Well, data science and AI engineering are obviously going to be in high demand, but there will also be a need for people who can bridge the gap between technology and business, those who can understand the capabilities of AI and apply it to real-world problems.
So it's not just about being a tech whiz. It's about being able to see the big picture and understand how AI can be used to solve business challenges and create value.
Exactly. It's about having a strategic mindset and being able to think critically about how AI can be integrated into existing workflows and processes.
Okay, so a combination of technical skills, business acumen, and critical thinking.
That's a great way to put it.
That's a tall order, but it sounds like there will be plenty of opportunities for those who are willing to rise to the challenge.
I think so. And for companies that are willing to embrace generative AI, there's a huge potential for growth and innovation.
Absolutely.
Huh.
Those who are able to leverage this technology effectively will have a significant competitive advantage.
Definitely. They'll be able to offer better services, improve efficiency, reduce costs, and ultimately provide a better experience for their customers.
It sounds like a win-win for everyone involved.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's an exciting time to be in the telecom industry. There's so much potential for transformation and growth.
Right, so we've talked about the benefits, the challenges, the economic impact, all really fascinating stuff. But let's bring it back to the consumer for a second. What are some of the specific ways that generative AI is going to impact our everyday lives as telecom customers?
Well, as we touched on earlier, it's going to make our connected experiences more seamless, personalized, and efficient.
Okay, give me some concrete examples.
Imagine never having to deal with a dropped call again, or always having lightning-fast internet speeds no matter where you are.
That would be amazing.
And think about how much easier it would be to manage your account or get help with technical issues if you had a virtual assistant that actually understood your needs and could resolve your problems quickly and efficiently.
That would definitely save me a lot of time and frustration.
Exactly. And beyond those basic improvements, generative AI is going to enable a whole new level of personalization and customization.
Okay, like what?
Imagine getting recommendations for products and services that are perfectly tailored to your individual usage patterns and preferences.
So no more generic marketing blasts or one-size-fits-all solutions?
Exactly. It's about getting the right information at the right time and having a truly personalized experience.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
But I'm also a bit wary of giving companies even more access to my personal data.
I understand that concern, and it's why it's so important to have those conversations about data privacy and ethical AI development. We need to make sure that these technologies are being used responsibly and that our personal information is protected.
Absolutely. It's a delicate balance between leveraging the power of AI
Yeah,
and ensuring that it's not being used in ways that are harmful or invasive.
I agree. It's a conversation that we need to keep having as this technology continues to evolve.
Okay, so let's wrap things up here with a final thought. What's the one big takeaway you want our listeners to remember about generative AI in telecom?
I think the biggest takeaway is that this technology has the potential to revolutionize the way we connect with the world. It's going to bring about some incredible changes, both for the industry and for consumers.
But it's not without its challenges.
Right. We need to be mindful of the potential downsides and make sure that we're developing and using this technology in a responsible and ethical way.
Well said. I think that's a perfect note to end on. Thanks for joining me today for this fascinating deep dive into the world of generative AI and telecom.
It was my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Okay, I get the big picture. Those case studies were impressive, but let's bring it down to earth for a second.
Okay.
What does all this generative AI stuff actually mean for me? You know, as a telecom customer,
Here.
I'm all for like a futuristic network. But how will I experience the difference in my daily life?
Well, what's fascinating is how much can actually improve your everyday life without you even realizing it's working behind the scenes.
Yep.
Imagine fewer dropped calls, internet speeds that are consistently fast, and personalized recommendations for plans or services that perfectly match how you use your phone.
So basically like a smoother and more efficient connected experience overall.
Exactly.
That definitely sounds appealing. I'm tired of troubleshooting my wifey every other day.
Yeah, and think about how much time you waste dealing with customer service.
Ugh, don't remind me.
Right.
It's the worst.
Imagine instead having a virtual assistant that understands your issue immediately, can access your account info in a flash, and offer solutions that actually solve your problem.
Okay, that would be a game changer.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've had to repeat my problem to 5 different people before getting to someone who could actually help.
Right.
But could AI really handle that level of complexity?
Well, generative AI is getting very good at handling those complex interactions. It can analyze your past interactions, understand your current issue, and even predict what kind of solution you might need based on similar cases.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So it's not just about answering like basic questions.
Right.
It's about actually understanding the nuances of my problem and finding the best solution.
Exactly.
What about all those robocalls and spam messages that seem to be multiplying by the day?
Mm-hmm.
Can AI help with that too?
You bet. Remember how we talked about generative AI being able to spot patterns of fraudulent activity?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that same ability can be used to identify and block those annoying robocalls and spam messages before they even reach you.
So a quieter and more peaceful digital life.
Hopefully.
That sounds like bliss. Seriously, I'm half tempted to just ditch my phone altogether sometimes because of all the spam.
I hear you.
But what about people who live in areas with limited connectivity? Can this technology help bridge the digital divide?
Absolutely. Those digital twins we talked about earlier can be incredibly useful for optimizing network coverage, especially in rural areas where access has traditionally been limited.
Right.
By simulating different network configurations, companies can figure out the most cost-effective way to expand their reach and bring high-speed internet to everyone. So it's not just about improving the experience for people who are already connected.
Right.
It's about making sure everyone has access to the benefits of a connected world no matter where they live.
Precisely. Generative AI has the potential to make connectivity more equitable and accessible for all.
Yeah, it's about using data and intelligence to create a more connected, efficient, and personalized experience for everyone.
Exactly.
This has been an incredible deep dive. I have to admit, I was a little skeptical at first, but now I'm genuinely excited about the potential of generative AI.
Yeah.
It's clearly a game changer for the telecom industry and for us as consumers.
Absolutely.
It's definitely a lot to wrap my head around, but it's given me a lot to think about. As we wrap up, is there a final thought you'd like to leave our listener with? Something to ponder as we all venture further into this uncharted technological territory?
I think the most important thing is to approach these advancements with a sense of curiosity and an open mind time. Generative AI has the potential to bring about some truly remarkable changes, but it's up to us to ensure that those changes benefit everyone.
Well said. Thanks for joining me on this incredible journey into the world of generative AI. It's been an eye-opening experience, and I'm sure our listeners are feeling just as inspired as I am. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.